The year is 1999, and the place is the High Holborn Halls of Residence in London. My friend Marianne Obo, a Nigerian girl, tells us a funny story about an auntie of hers who was talking to the young girls, and she was reminding them that they needed to make sure that they focused on marriage now that they were almost done with university. She said it was important that they didn't get left by the bus. I had never heard this expression before. I mean, not in that context anyway. And I had so many questions. Where was this bus coming from? Where was it going to? I mean, how big was it? Would they recognize it? Maybe it was an actual bus that was going to take them to the land of marriage. Or maybe the bus driver was the potential husband. Maybe the bus wasn't a bus at all. So many questions. And some of these thoughts and questions have resurfaced as I have continued to live my life as a hardworking, God-fearing, intelligent, attractive, sexy, yet still unmarried woman. Am I still at this bus stop? I mean, is it my fault that the buses haven't come? Maybe, as my darling mother sometimes worries, the bus came and went a long time ago. Hi, Mom. I mean, should I do things differently? Should I change? I mean, it's frustrating, isn't it? You wake up one day and everybody around you is married. Your friends, your nieces. Even some of your aunties are getting married for the second time. And you're still at the bus stop. And as if that doesn't sting enough, this auntie, during wedding number 2, because of course you're there as a flower girl, this auntie says, "My dear, what are you girls of today waiting for? What are you looking for, Mr. Right? A perfect angel? They do not exist. Just pick someone." Pick someone and clean them up. And just start. It will work out. God is there. God is there. But life is fair, ladies and gentlemen. In my opinion, that is a fact. Why? Because life ensures that there is balance. Just think about it for a few minutes. Every time bad things happen, good ones are right behind, just itching to happen. It's like they're just waiting for these bad things to happen and get out of the way. I know that we maybe have different conversations and definitions about what good things are. But it's my story, and so we are going to agree that good things are simply things or people that make us feel simple. I mean, I've gotten somewhat close, several times before. One, he earned his angel wings, may he rest in peace. And the other one, he just wanted to be my friend. My buddy, I think he was looking for a best friend. And you can imagine my shock after 2 years of what I thought was courtship. You now see why definitions are important. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Definitions. So my bus has not shown up yet. And if it has not yet stated which route it's going on, or its number, or its name, or its intention. But I can promise you that some bicycles and some boda-bodas, some tuk-tuks, and even 1 or 2 pro boxes have They've driven by, Some have stopped for a while. They've taken me on a ride or two. And then they have driven off. Remember, again, this is my story. So I maintain that any form of transportation that moves you forward is a good thing. I call this the in the meantime theory. And I call them the meanwhiles. The ones the universe sends your way to be a breath of fresh air, to help you deal with the pain, to remind you that you are worth loving, to help you get your groove back. Yes, even those ones are very important. But more importantly, they're there to help you restore balance while you wait. Let me be more specific. How many of us here have been in bad relationships? Mm-hmm. And how many of us have been in relationships that never went anywhere? How many are holding out hope that the one you're with now is the one? Let it go. Let it go. I remember how devastated I was when it was over. When it ended, God, I cried and I cried and I cried and I didn't shower. And I ate more chocolate than perhaps I should have. And finally, after what seemed like months, it felt like the cloud lifted. And I thought, yeah, maybe I can face the world again. And so I showered. And I went to sing because, singing gives me life. It's my oxygen. It's important to me. And something interesting started happening when I was singing. My eyes began to sparkle. Yes, African eyes do that also. And my lips began to smile. And it wasn't so bad anymore. Enter stage right, the meanwhile. You see, he caught my eyes as they sparkled. And he caught sight of my mouth as it smiled. And he walked right up to me and he said hello and he asked if he could buy me a drink. I stared at him, incredulous that he had even seen me. Might I add at this juncture that this human being was such a fine specimen. I forgot what the Mr. Nani of 2 years of courtship looked like. Now remember, it doesn't matter how long this interaction lasts. It doesn't even matter that he might be older than you or younger than you or a foreigner and none of you can actually understand a word the other is saying, but somehow you're still able to communicate. It matters only that he saw you. And for that brief moment, you felt happy and beautiful and worth something. The secret is that at that moment, you should get down on your knees quickly and whisper a prayer of thanksgiving. Because in my opinion, these are gifts. I believe that they are, at least they have been for me. I believe that the things that make me happy are the things I will spend my days doing. And if a handsome, warm, and friendly, meanwhile, wants to take me out for dinner, or hold my hand just there when we're watching a movie, or rub my feet, or just listen to me talking and talking and talking and talking, then I'm okay with that. Because it means I'm human. And it's actually very good practice for when my permanent comes along. Actually, come to think of it, maybe one of these meanwhiles might graduate and become a permanent. You never know. I've learned that we are all creatures of want, despite the fact that we can survive on basic needs. So let me, on all our behalves, be unapologetic and say that I want many things. I want more money, I want kisses, I want children, simply because I owe the world some of my awesomeness, actually. I owe you all at least a lawyer, a musician, Okay, an engineer how many are those now? An engineer, all right. And then a thespian. And maybe one who can do whatever, but they're really a part-time chef and a full-time dancer. I want to eat chocolate and not grow fat. In fact, I want to eat chocolate and lose weight, you know? Somebody make that. I want a person. I just want more time. And I want to just be around forever, which of course is not possible. And of late, I don't know where this came from, but I want long walks. I don't know why, but I hope that they're along a beach or a road, just nowhere with many, many rocks. I've chosen to live my life and live it to the fullest. So I wake up every morning, I give thanks, I work hard, I sing, I act, I cook, I spend time with my family, I try and make a difference where I can, I go out and see my friends. And that's my life because that's who I am. You know, it's interesting, some of my male friends, and ironically there are many of them, they've confessed that they find ladies like me intimidating. And I don't know why. Because, you know, I looked up the word in the dictionary and my picture was not there. Next to the definition. So I don't know. But if me being doing my life and doing me is intimidating, then maybe that's the reason why I'm still single, unmarried. But I believe, and I said it earlier, that life is fair and life ensures balance. And that same life gave me these gifts. And that same life will bring that guy who needs my version of me in his life, and I need his version of me in my life, so that we can complete each other. Choir, this is where you all sigh in unison. Amen. Hallelujah. So here's my invitation. To those of you whose bus has not shown up yet, to those whose bus has taken a detour, to those whose bus has broken down somewhere along the way and is waiting for AA to come and rescue it, to those whose bus is stuck in traffic behind the tuk-tuk and the boda, remember, life is fair. Your bus will show up at the right time, and I promise you will recognize it. So in the meantime, can we all just keep on doing the things that we love doing? Because I'm going to throw the biggest party at the bus stop. Thank you.